Every good law has a loophole. The loophole around BACRA, or the Bipartisan Campaign Reform Act, are 527 organizations. 527 organizations are named after the tax code category that when you donate to these groups, you claim 527 contribution on your tax form. Okay, that's where the name came from. It's a tax code. They are started for the purpose of contributing to candidates' campaigns. They grew in their number and in the efforts that they had to, the efforts that they made to contribute to a campaign and to help campaigns out after soft money was banned in BACRA. Groups and people had money to spend. And they had money to spend on campaigns, and they needed a way to help the candidates, even though there were two laws, one limiting how much they can contribute to the candidate and one limiting how much they can contribute to the candidate's party. So BACRA increased what kind of money 527s used on electioneering. So whereas the 527 organization could just easily give money to a candidate's campaign, or they could give money to the candidate's party, now they had to find other avenues of giving this money. If you can see right here, unregulated political groups known as 527s they receive money from donors. They receive nearly $3 million this election cycle from unions, corporations, and wealthy individuals. These groups can influence how voters view the candidates specifically through advertising. So that's what 527s had to do. In order to control the outcome of an election, they started to use a different form of electioneering, not just campaign contributions, but running their own commercials. Here you have a list at the top of the top individual contributors to 527s. Okay, so these are your individual contributors. This is where they're located. This is who they support. So look at all those Democratic supporters. Everybody assumes that the money goes to the Republicans, but that's not true. Democrats get the money too. And the amount that they gave the 527 organization. So they can give these people, Tom Gill, John Templeton, John and Laurie Harris, they can give as much money as they want to a 527. Then that 527 can go and run campaign commercials for or against a specific candidate. Like ACT, which was started by George Soros, which is associated with the Democrats. And in the 2004 election, Swift Boat Veterans for Truth was a 527 organization that candidates could get, or that contributors could give unlimited amounts of money to Swift Boat Veterans for Truth. And what they did, Swift Boat Veterans for Truth is run campaign commercials against John Kerry in the Bush-Kerry election. So again, 527s, you can give unlimited amounts of money to them. And then the 527 organizations can run commercials for or against the candidates. Now there are a couple of rules when they run those commercials. Those commercials are called, okay, I'm going to go to here. These commercials are called issue advocacy ads. And it's not continued, it's the first time I'm talking about it. So it's a new loophole around the soft money ban. Interest groups and 527 organizations run their own ads during election time using money that's independent from the candidate's campaign. Let's do it. And expenditure is spending. So it is independent expenditures, and it's independent from a candidate's campaign. Let's fix that. That's not right. And expenditures, spending. All right, ads, you can denounce a candidate or you can support a candidate with the ad that you run with independent money if you were 527 or an interest group. Like Swift Boat Veterans for Truth never said vote for George Bush. They just told you negative things about Kerry. Like the Planned Parenthood ad that showed the photobomb of Ken Cuccinelli. They never said vote for Ken Cuccinelli. They never said vote for Terry McAuliffe. They just said watch out for Ken Cuccinelli. And that's what those ads do. They denounce or support a candidate, but you can't use magic words. And the magic words are vote for or vote against. In 1996, you started to see an increase in these ads. That was even before BACRA. So one thing that BACRA did, because McCain and Feingold were tired of seeing these ads denouncing and supporting candidates without telling the people who were behind these ads necessarily, they put in BACRA that you had to stop these ads 60 days prior to the general election and 30 days prior to the primary election. Okay, so that's where we are. So again, in this campaign commercial, or this political cartoon, you see unlimited campaign ads just tromping over Congress. So it's a way that you get around the campaign financing limits. The only key, and you can, as a wealthy individual, you can give an unlimited amount of money to a 527 organization or an interest group, to a 527 organization if they run these issue advocacy ads, as long as those issue advocacy ads are money that is totally independent of the candidate's campaign and they don't use the magic words. BACRA said you had to stop these ads 60 to 90 days prior to the election. But there was another Supreme Court case that questions independent expenditures, how much money you can give to a 527 organization, and disclosing who is giving money to a 527 organization. The Supreme Court ruled that individuals can spend as much money as they want for or against a campaign, as long as that money was truly independent and the money was not a business or union money. That was a decision in McConnell versus the FEC. So that was their first decision, that you can spend as much as you want to. If you can personally fund a commercial and start up a 527, you're good. So that was the first decision. McConnell, I'm trying to. That was decided early 2000s. Okay. Then Citizens United came around. Citizens United was a independent, well, it was a 527 organization that ran a commercial on-demand cable against Hillary Clinton that was an hour long. And it was right before the primary, Hillary Clinton and Obama primary. And the FEC sued the group Citizens United, saying you can't run that commercial prior to the campaign, or prior to the primary election, 30 days. That's what was in BACRA. Plus that money that you're using to make that campaign commercial, that 1 hour long campaign commercial, is union or business money. And you can't use union and business money, unlimited amounts of it, to run an issue advocacy ad. It has to be 527 organizations. The donors of the 527 organizations have to be individuals. With the Citizens United, the Supreme Court said, forget it. There's no limits on how much money a corporation may spend on campaigns. So, since the Citizens United decision, you've seen the formation of super PACs. Super PACs, another term for them, are independent expenditure committees. They formed after the Citizens United decision. Labor unions, corporations, and individuals can give unlimited amount of money to super PACs. And super PACs do not have to end their commercials 30 to 60 days before an election. Okay. Super PAC spending to date. Prior to the primary, or the finish of the primary, you see Mitt Romney, Newt Gingrich, Rick Perry, Ron Paul, and I think that's Colbert. Yeah, Citizens for a Better Tomorrow. Yeah, that's Colbert. Okay, Super PAC spending to date. Restore Our Future, which was a pro-Romney super PAC, and I don't know what the date is, but they spent $7 million running campaign ads for Mitt Romney. Okay, so super PACs, they run commercials. Anybody can give unlimited amounts of money to them. They're not regulated. They can run the commercials the day of the election. They allow corporations, wealthy donors, and labor unions to spend millions of dollars for or against a candidate.